Hey guys and girls, welcome to Rusty Gold Racing. Today we are going to be rebuilding some carbs off a Suzuki Katana 600. Again, they've been getting dirty a lot. You obviously need to remove the tank, which includes disconnecting the two fuel hoses. And the vacuum line. Once the tank is off, loosen the clamps on the engine side. The airbox can be left on for now. Not pictured was the struggle getting the throttle cable loose, but it must be done, along with disconnecting the choke. Now is a good time to throw your battery on the battery tender. So, I pulled off the petcock, and you can kind of see why. It's full of crud and rust. So we're going to clean that up. Clean the carbs up using the, let me try that again. We are going to be cleaning this dirty old petcock. We're going to be cleaning these carbs using Berryman Chem Tool carbon choke and throttle body cleaner. It's a multi-purpose cleaner there. Going to give that a shot. Never tried it before. And then we're going to put some seafoam in that rusty gas tank with some fresh gas. Use high octane, the good stuff, and hopefully we have this thing riding today. So our first step is going to be removing the airbox off the carbs. Screwdriver. We're leaking a little bit. So actually the first step should be to remove the fuel from the float bowls. So let's start with that. So first step, after you put gloves on, so here, and line this strip onto a catch pan. All four of them drain out on the drain pan so you don't let it get into the ground or anything. And while that was draining, I loosened up these bolts. Get that apart. Keep track of all these and where they go. I find it easier to work on the carbs with the fuel hoses removed. They were pretty snug, but they did slide off with some persuasion. Make sure you have a good fitting screwdriver for these bolts. They can be very tight. Now that that's off, you can remove the floats and get to the jets. You will need many different screwdrivers for this. Now, there is fuel in here, so I suspect that jet is clogged, because there should not be fuel inside there. Came out. Yep, that's clogged. Take care when removing the top. The rubber is very delicate and there is an O-ring that's very easy to lose. Make sure to keep this O-ring. I'm spraying all the passages as I remove parts to make sure no dirt gets in as I rotate the carbs around. I need yet another screwdriver for this stubborn jet. Wait, maybe not. Wait. Yeah, that was the right one. Now to remove the idle screw. There are a lot of tiny parts inside, so you have to be careful and pay attention to the order. I'm setting them to 2 turns out from snug. I've read between 1.75 to 2.5 is normally where you want them. I'm going to use even more cleaner here because I don't want to have to do this again. And the last part you need to remove is the orifice tube. So you get an M5 bolt, thread it in, and tap, and it'll come out top here. And there it is. To make sure your emulsion tube is working, you can spray in the top. Just watch your eyes. I use a little wire. Some people say guitar string. Just going through. Yeah, make sure you don't mess them up, but just making sure all these holes are getting fuel through them. And spray it out again. Same thing with your jets. Nice and clean now. And the main jet. And let's just run a little through here. Float needle. Yeah, this is a little sticky, so we'll take it apart. Carefully. And it looks alright. And putting it back together is always a little difficult. I'll line up this tab with the float needle and pop it back together. Placed these O-rings last time, so I'm not going to be doing that this time. Okay, now that it's all cleaned, let's pop this baby back together. Drop this in the top. Screw in the bottom here. Turn it until it pops into place. Then your main jet's going to go on there and hold it in. too tight. Next, got a pilot jet here. I think it's pilot jet. Sometimes people have different names for different things. Sometimes I just say the wrong thing. Nice and tight in there. Put your plug back on here. And then get your float bowls back on. This is what makes time travel possible on a motorcycle. Make sure it's on there all the way, because you do have to set the float height here. Get down there nice and tight. Then you need to measure the float height. So from here up to the top, it's supposed to be 14.5. So it does need to be just a little bit higher. Lock it in. For floats to go up, you need to bend this tab down. Let's check that now. Now we're too high. Bend the tab up. That looks perfect. See, now we're at 14.5 right across the top here. Beautiful. Of course, don't forget this guy. Maybe small, but he's still important. Okay, now the bottom's done. Put the float bowl back on. Make sure your gasket's intact all the way across. These two bolts in right here. Snug, not too tight.
Make sure the needle is clean and smooth. Then make sure all the spacers are in the right order.
Make sure you get in the right hole.
After all that, the carbs can be put back on the bike. Installation is the reverse of removal, as they always say in the manuals. As you can see, it is a total pain to get a 10mm wrench down in between the carbs. I took off the top cap and slide to give myself a little more room and get more leverage. There we go. Just a few test twists on throttle. It's good to go. The battery is almost ready, so let's get the carbs attached. Easier with the airbox on, by the way. And hook up all the hoses. Time for a new camera angle too.
Alright, let's just get some fresh gas in here and let it rip.
Now for the seafoam. I had a half a bottle before adding a few gallons of Shell premium gas because the gas station was close by, not because it has to be that good of gas. After locking the gas cap with a flathead screwdriver, then put the rest of the gas in Project Race Car Truck because I didn't want it to go to waste. And the battery is fully charged, ready to rock.
We're hooked up. First we'll try it no choke.
Alright, the moment you've all been waiting for. And nothing. I decided to try with the kickstand up. And, oh, it's in gear. Oops. That's a good safety feature, though. Ooh, almost. Not too bad for an almost 30-year-old bike. Yes! Join us next time for part 2, and thanks for watching Rusty Gold Racing.